had a real time idea of like sometimes you so removed from the situation that you forget um like how people is, like how people are, because you're so removed from a situation. And for me, I realized, I said, this is probably what y'all feel like. And it was a thing of when I got to Mexico, I was I was going into the pool. And the thing is, I just learned how to swim in 2023. And I was like, okay, I got it. I was like, okay. I kept telling myself, LaQuita, it's okay. You know how to swim. You know how to swim. But I felt the anxiety and the anxiousness going like, girl, don't you drown in here. Don't you do it. Like, I would not float. I kept putting my crawling, like, they had the people that be walking, they be crawling, crawling on the, with their feet down. Like, they just be like, they feet still touching the bottom of the pool. Baby, that was me. And I just said, LaQuita, you know how to swim. You can try that. It took me about 30 minutes. I finally decide we gonna float. It's okay, LaQuita. You know how to swim. I said, you know how to swim. And then I started to float a little bit. I said, okay, okay. And then I was like, put your head in the water. I was like, yeah, let's go. And I put in the water. I was like, oh, I forgot how to breathe. Let me go back up because I forgot how to breathe. And then I was like, you can do it, you can do it. And I started going with the technique that my instructor had told me, like the bubble technique, right? And I was like, okay, okay, I can do it. I look, some little kid had that little floaty in there, and baby, I was using that floaty, okay? I was like, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna use it. I'm saying this to say is, I know how y'all feel when you study for this exam. You know the material because you've seen it before. I knew, I know how to swim because I swam before. And even if let's be even more honest. You on your Everybody here is on a multiple attempt for this exam. You have seen this exam before. You have seen this exam before. So like it's one of those things of it's like coaches said, like for me, I swam before. Why I'm holding myself. You've seen this exam before, and the number one every single time, the number one answer for everybody always says that I'm afraid of failing again. Baby, you already did fail. That's just what it is. You have. You've already failed. The thing is, what are we gonna look? I mean, how are we showing up differently? And for me, and I'm really big on mindset. The same way I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go. This is too much for me. The same way I had to literally say, like, okay, we gonna have to, LaQuita, you know how to swim. I kept staying in the water. I kept going. I was trying like a little bit. I tried a little bit without my feet touching the bottom. I said, okay. Then I had one float in here and I was going with the arm. It's like, okay, we gonna do it. And then before you know it, about 30 minutes later, I was trying to float on my back, like, okay, okay. Now I felt like I was doing a backstroke. I was like, well, I ain't going nowhere. It was a lazy, bro. I was like, is it lazy or something? Is it floating or something? Because it ain't carrying me with the tide like I think it should carry me with the tide. But I'm saying it to say that one, the thing is, with us, we have to one, remember those small steps. One is that you have seen all this information before. It is nothing new. The same way I knew how to swim. I swam before. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna share this with you. It's one of the things that and I want you to walk away with this. It's one of the things that my swimming instructor told me, and it was so powerful. Because a lot of times we be on our coaching call and y'all are hesitant to say something because you want to look like they're saying the wrong answer. And I was like, I don't care, be confidently wrong, right? That's our motto, be confidently wrong. But what one of my swimmers was, she said, LaQuita, why are you afraid to swim as if I'm not here? You're not going to drown, I'm right here. I said, huh. But it just clicked one day. And I was like, you are so right. So to you, don't be afraid in these coaching calls. Don't be afraid during your study sessions. Don't be afraid when we do our hot seat. Don't be afraid because it's not the Naplex. You're not going to fail. You're not going to fail. Okay, like you're not going to fail. It's all about taking baby steps. It's baby steps. The same way I had to touch the floor. I had to me stop touching the floor. I had one floated in and going. It's the small little things that keep going, that keep us going. Okay, I want to share that. But all right, okay.